Week 8 of the NFL season is here, and Thursday night action is right around the corner. We got a matchup with the Chargers and the Vikings. To help me break it all down, I got Stacy Perez here. So when we come back, Stacy Perez, Colby Conway breaking down Week 8 Thursday night football action over on Fantasy Spin. Chargers and Vikings Thursday night football this week for week 8. And like I mentioned, I have Stacy Perez. You can find her over on X at Stacy_Perez83. So Stacy, before I do this first spin, talk to me here. What are you thinking about this Chargers Vikings game? Who's going to be that one guy that we got to have in this lineup if we want to win some tokens or win some cash?
I'm really excited about this matchup. I think, Minnesota kind of got embarrassed a little bit by Philly last week. So I think Brian Flores, that defense, they're going to come in, with a mission, and they're going to want to try to lock down Justin Herbert, who just came off like a career, yards, like 420 or something yards, I think career high. So I'm really excited to see kind of the chess match between, these two teams. But I think my number one guy, I think it's got to be Justin Jefferson, right? Hasn't been in the end zone since week 1. I think he is due for a big game. I think at least one touchdown. So, how can you go wrong with JJ?
I don't blame it at all. I like Justin Jefferson. I think I'm hoping for one particular tight end who was featured in many fantasy football waiver wire articles this week. And I'll be honest with you, that none of the guy I wanted wasn't mentioned, but this is a pretty darn good spin. So we don't need to waste any time in locking in Justin Jefferson. You already mentioned him. What do you think about Lad McConkey? Because he had many a fantasy manager a little frustrated at the beginning of the season, but now you see the last couple of weeks, 14, 23, 15, going up against this Minnesota defense that just saw, of all people, not just A.J. Brown, but also Devonta Smith, 2 receivers from the downtrodden Philadelphia Eagles passing offense put up big-time fantasy production. So is Lad McConkey worth a lock for you in this matchup?
You know what? I think he is. I think he's finally starting his groove. You can kind of say, oh, well, Quentin Johnston was out the week before. Well, guess what? He was back last week and he was pretty quiet. And Herbert still was able to feed Gadsden. Keenan Allen went over 100 yards too. Lad McConkey led the team in targets with 15. So I think he's working his way back in there. I really like him. Like you said, put together a really solid last 3 weeks. I feel like that's going to continue. Minnesota's got a great passing defense, but you can only stop so many guys, right? Like they've got a lot of options with the Chargers.
They sure do. Let's lock in Lad McConkey there. 2 other Vikings there, Jordan Addison and Jordan Mason as well. So actually double. I said that and I was like, both their names Jordan. Yeah, double Jordans there on the board right there in projections. Do either one of them do it for you, with Mason going up against the Chargers defense, the rush defense, and then Addison through the air? Either of those guys interest you?
So I'm not so sure. I'm probably definitely starting Mason in like my fantasy leagues, but here in this format, I might hold off a little bit because I'm hearing rumors out there that Aaron Jones might be back this week. So I think if you're playing them in fantasy, right, you're going to start both those guys just with the value they both bring. But here in this format, I think if I have to choose between one, I think I got to go with Addison. He's had like averaging like 90 something yards per game since he's been back. It's been insane. So they've just the usage there. I think you have to go with Addison.
I don't mind that at all. I think you got to gain a little bit of leverage in these fields. So if we lock in Addison, we also already have Justin Jefferson. We now maybe have to consider, if you're doing the stack, though, if we have Jefferson and we have Addison, does that mean we have to lock in Carson Wentz as our quarterback then?
Oh, that makes me feel a little gross, Colby. I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind that. I think he had that one boom week against Pittsburgh, I think, and then the rest of the week it's just kind of average. So I'm not really loving that at all. If we got to do QB, can we figure this out? Can we figure out a way to get Herbert in there?
Yeah, I can just hit the spin button again and hey, here's the beauty of it. We got a 50-50 shot at Justin Herbert. And there's another Vikings player that I would really want. So let's spin it again, see. And there you go. You ask and you get him. And we get my favorite guy that I wanted to talk about, Mr. Gadsden there with the Chargers. Obviously, Stacy, you and I do the
Mhm.
waiver wire show over at Fantasy and Frames. And I felt like for multiple weeks we were saying this guy
Yep.
before the monster week happened. And it finally happened the last 2 weeks. He's playing more than 2/3 of the snaps the past couple of weeks. It is such a good spot
Yeah.
for him. So Gadsden was the guy I really wanted on the first spin. I thought it'd be a really cool moment if like your person was Justin Jefferson, mine was Gadsden. We got them both on the first spin. It'd be kind of cool. Didn't work out that way, but we got him here. And
We
then we
did.
also get TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, I like TJ Hawkinson too. I don't have a ton of TJ Hawkinson there, but I did he get in the end zone last week? I feel like he did.
I think no. Well, he did, and
He
they
did.
brought
Okay.
it back.
Oh,
They
they brought it back.
overruled it.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
he did
Yeah.
get in there. It just didn't count.
Technically, he got in there. Yeah, I like TJ. Probably not my favorite of all the offensive weapons on the Vikings, but I mean, he's definitely a threat. He's a big dude, and you just kind of got to respect him a little bit. So I definitely like Hawkinson. I think Gadsden though. If we got to pick tight ends, I really like your Gadsden guy. And you specifically have been on him for a couple weeks.
I sure have. And I will note for Hawkinson here, I'm looking at the numbers at courtesy of Fantasy Points Data Suite. Chargers are going to play cover three about 38% of the time. Hawkinson's second on the Vikings amongst the receivers and tight ends in fantasy points per route run. So we do have one spin left, but we got my guy in Gadsden.
Yeah.
We got your guy at quarterback in Justin Herbert. I like TJ Hawkinson. I don't know if we're going to do any better than this spin. So what do you think about locking this lineup and just running with it?
Let's lock this one. This one feels really good.
All right. Let's lock this lineup in. Let's do a little pick 'em here. So as the pick 'em comes up, obviously we have to choose at least 3 players, one from each team at least, and we got to pick which guys go over their fantasy point projections here. So it is PPR scoring. We can choose a minimum of 3. We can choose all 6 if we want to go for gold. Are there any on here that you're like, absolutely, this slip has to have this player, or this entry, I should say, with that player going more than their projected total? Who really
Gadsden.
stands out to you? Okay.
Gadsden. I like Gadsden more than 9.8 points. I think there is a world where maybe Jefferson gets around 16, 15. He doesn't get in the end zone. Lad McConkey, he had that boom weight, but that's about it, right? Addison. I feel like Gadsden has potential to get more than 9.8.
I like Gadsden. I'm going to put Hawkinson in there. I felt like I beat the drum for him too much. And then we do need to get one more here. We have our pick of the litter from the teams. I'm going to go back to your person. I don't know how you ever go against Justin Jefferson.
You don't. Yeah. Let's
I'm
do
not
it.
going to do it. Let's do that. Let's up the ante a little bit. Let's do 1,000 tokens, try to 5x our entry there. So turn 1,000 tokens in to 5,000 there with that one. And then Stacy, let's do one more entry into this contest. See if we can't maybe do something a little bit different or a little bit interesting. It's just going to give us all the same players. So what do you think about this? We got the Justin Herbert lineup last time. What do you think about going with a Carson Wentz lineup out there in case someone's kind of stuck and they want to see like how maybe a Vikings lineup kind of plays out here? What do you think about on this spin and actually looking at it here, locking in, running it back with Hawkinson and Addison,
Mhm.
but then also going with Carson Wentz?
Yeah, let's do a little variance there. Let's throw Carson in there. Let's give him a chance.
And then, I mean, do we just go back to Gadsden and have the three
Yeah.
of the same locks again, and then hope for money in those final 2 flex spots with like
I think
Jefferson
so.
and such?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, look, who doesn't love Adam Thielen? But your
We
time has
don't this
come.
week.
Right. We don't this week. And Will Disley, brother, I'm sorry, but like Aranda Gadsden is here. It is his time. And also, I don't know, did you see the quote from Aranda Gadsden's dad about how he has him on his fantasy team and the last 2 weeks he's purposely benched him and he's gone off? And so they asked him, they're like, what about this week? And he goes, on the bench.
See, this is where if I was any good at editing, I'd tell like in a post, insert that clip, the one of us,
Right?
like do that, like bench
Yeah.
them all. That I've been trying to do it with Houston Texans. It hasn't worked yet. Shout out Nick Caley for this mastermind of an offensive team he's put together. So
Yeah.
I love it. Keep him on the bench, Mr. Gadsden. We need the production there, and well, we got Adam Thielen, we got Will Reichard there, so you can get kickers in the flex. It's kind of fun, and sometimes on these
Yeah.
Thursday night contests, because I don't know if this is their tagline, but anything can happen on Thursday night on what is it? Thursday night on Prime. That's their
Yeah.
tagline or whatever it is. Anything can happen on a Thursday.
I'm gonna look and see what the Chargers are giving up for kicker points here. You know what? They are giving up 9.1 kicker points per week in fantasy. So I'll take that.
So we
Absolutely.
now we are so we could basically we're out of lock. So if we wanted to lock in Riker, we'd have to take a lock from somebody.
I'm good
Or
with.
we lock in this lineup, but that also means we keep Mr. Thielen.
I'm okay with that because you never know. Thielen, they could throw, they could something could happen. He could get that one off, get in the end zone, something like that. That's fine because I really do like this lineup, especially with Hawkinson and Gadsden and Adston. I'm just combining Aranda Gadsden
That's
and
fine.
Jordan Addison now. But yeah, I like these guys.
Yep. We'll go ahead and lock that lineup in there. And then let's go ahead and do another pick 'em slip. So I think because we're locking in the kicker, we have to have the kicker in there for
Yeah.
more than 7.4 points. So
Yes.
give me one other one. And I mean, if we're running it back with Gadsden and Hawkinson, so be it. It's a tight end and kicker night on Thursday.
Let me take a look here at Addison's numbers per week because I feel like he could go higher than that. He's been 15, 15, 21. I feel good that
Yep.
he's going to do more than 12 points right there.
I like that. And then we need a charger. And guess what? There's only one in the lineup that we have. So we're right back to
That's
Mr.
right.
Gadsden. And I love it. Let's do another 1,000, try to 5x our tokens there. So those will be our two spins, our two pick'ems, and all the insights that you need for the Week 8 Thursday night game between the Chargers and Vikings. Stacy, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you on all the different sites and platforms here this fantasy football season?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Sunday mornings at 11 over on Player Profiler now. I'm doing the Sunday tailgate there. Have a different guest every week. It's a lot of fun. Just do all the kind of like last minute fantasy advice that is going on out there, all the injury news that starts. And then also doing the waiver show with you and Erica and Charlene over on Fantasy and Frames on Mondays at 8 o'clock. We're doing the waiver wire watch party. So goes on during Monday Night Football. A lot of fun. Colby, we've decided that we're going to start drinking on air because we had such a blast this last time. So just so for next time, this we gotta open the bar. But yeah, so that's where you guys can find me, and I'm at Stacy underscore Perez 83.
That's right. I guess. I mean, hey, you had me. You had me at drinking. That's where you had me there. I'm all for it. A little, once the wallet's open for the fab bidding,
Yep.
that's when you're popping the top on the can. And you're just having a good time in the waiver wire watch party. So make sure you check that out. Follow Stacy once again at Stacy underscore Perez 83. You can find me over on X at Colby R Conway. And if you want to spin to win and experience the newest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports this football or basketball or hockey season, make sure you head on over to the Google Play or the Apple App Store. Download the Fantasy Spin app today, and we will see you on the leaderboard. What's up, y'all? Hope you enjoyed the content. For the avoidance of doubt, please note that I, Colby Conway, am a DFS player entering these contests under the username Colby Conway. The strategies and recommendations in this video do not necessarily reflect the views of Fantasy Spin. Please play responsibly and visit fantasyspin.com/responsible gaming to take advantage of Fantasy Spin's responsible gaming resources.